financial problems, elder law, criminal law, tax problems, business matters, divorce, personal injury, bankruptcy, your life, your reality. Life is complicated. There is the law and there is reality. Welcome to Law and Reality, sponsored by THAV GROSS. Now here's your host, Ken Gross.
Welcome to this segment of Law and Reality. Brian Small, good morning. Nice to see you, buddy.
Good morning, Ken. You have had a little too much coffee this morning already?
Pat Semesco, always.
Good morning. Good morning.
Jeffrey Linden.
Hey, Ken.
Oh, yeah. So, today's topic, veteran benefits, often missed. Guru on the topic, Pat Semesco.
Pat Semesco.
Why do I say often missed?
Well, I don't think there's one veteran that ever got the letter from the VA saying, hey, don't forget to apply for this benefit.
I had never heard of it until I met you, and then my father, who was a vet, was eligible for them, and we applied. He actually ended up passing away before he got those benefits. But if I had not known you, I would have never, he had never heard of it, I had never heard of it. It's like the best kept secret by the government.
Yeah, we did a big class down in South Carolina. I flew down there for a big class, and the next morning I get a call at the hotel from the local VA worker. I go, oh God, what did I do now? I'm going to be in trouble here. The police are going to arrest me. And he called, hey, we never heard of that benefit. Do you mind if we can start referring cases?
And he works at the VA.
Yeah, he was the actual VA guy. So
tell us about the benefit.
Well, what it is, there's if you're a wartime veteran and you need help with in-home care or assisted living care or even nursing home care, or you're the surviving spouse of the wartime veteran, there's an extra VA benefit that you can get to help pay for that care.
It's called Veteran Aid and Attendance.
It's called an improved pension for the veteran, or it's called aid and attendant care for the surviving spouse. So it's set up that if you need help, so Dad, there's eligibility and then qualification. So to be eligible for the benefit, one, you have to have a wartime, you have to be a wartime veteran, which means you have 1 day of active duty during a wartime period, okay? You have to be active for 90 days. So it's 90 days.
What qualifies as wartime? I mean,
it's
World War II.
Yes.
We have a chart.
Yes. Korea, yes. Vietnam, yes.
Gulf War.
Gulf War, yes. So
What
there's
about
specific
Afghanistan?
date. Well, no, we are actually in Gulf War. That date from the Gulf War forward, we're still in wartime period. So we've never been outside of a wartime, which is a huge. Active duty is that you just have to be in service for 90 days, 1 day during a wartime period.
Do you have to be sent overseas into the war zone?
Depends. On Vietnam era, there was 2 eras. So World War II, you just had to be within that period, 41 to 45. Korea, 50 to 55. And it's a specific date. It's on here. It's December 31st of 1950 or whatever it is. You have to be 1 day.
The Korean conflict went 5 years.
It went 5 years, yeah. Absolutely.
This is what's amazing about America in some respects. I consider myself pretty into history, and particularly the Declaration of Independence and the Revolutionary War and the Civil War and World War II. I completely skipped the Korean War. My father wasn't in it.
Yeah.
I was the Vietnam era, and like Korea came in between it, and there's never any really stories about it.
Yeah.
Well, so wait. No, I just want to get an understanding here. If you were in the military, but you during the Vietnam era,
my dad was in the Korean conflict. He fought it out in Colorado.
Okay.
No one invaded Colorado while he was on duty. He got the benefit.
He was on active duty.
But
yeah.
My father was in the Army in, I think, 1962.
Okay, that's different. Now, wartime.
So he was in the gap.
No. Hang on a second. That's the difference. So, World War I, we had a World War I. We had World War II, Korea. It doesn't matter if you were in country or not. Vietnam, 64 to 75, you did not need to be in country. 61 to 64, when they send in the advisors and that type of stuff, you have to be in country for 1 day.
So
if
he
you're-
never was.
If he
so
was,
therefore-
if he was, he would be eligible.
When you say in country, he had to be in Vietnam.
Boots on the ground 1 day, or if you're
What
in
if
the
you-
if you're in the Navy, dirty water. It's called.
if-
So you have to be in that.
What if you're in the
International waters or
reserves?
something?
No, it doesn't count. You
So
have
it
to be
doesn't count if
caught
you're
up.
in the reserves. So for 10 years or whatever, you had to have been in active duty in
So if you're-
country
so if you're
or
in the
active
reserves
duty
now,
during
it
the
doesn't
wartime.
count either.
Doesn't count. You have to be called
Okay.
up.
But right
Now
now,
where we are now, though, you just said it. You're in the Korean missile the missile crisis. Cuban, that doesn't count. So that you have to actually be. They are hard and fast dates. So how do you find out? Look on your DD 214, your separation agreement, and it said it on there right
It's kind
there.
of an arbitrary. Well, I mean that's how Congress works, and it's a law, and that's what it
Well,
says.
no,
but it's kind of like if you
yeah,
if you were a member of the armed forces and did services, you've served for your country more so than those of us that didn't. If you said to me, they should all get that benefit.
It's worse than that. It's really worse because in the good old days, they have an asset benefit, asset limit. So to be qualified or to be eligible, you need to have 90 days of active duty, 1 day during wartime, over 65, because you're presumed disabled if you're over 65. You can't serve in the military. And then you have to have a discharge other than dishonorable. So now the next section is how do you get qualified for it? You have to have assets before under $80,000.
now.
If you had over 80,000, you could protect the assets, get them out of your name, and apply for VA the next day. They changed the rule. You have to do it 3 years before you apply for the
so
benefit.
similar to the Medicaid, which is a 5-year
Yeah,
look back.
but who did it hurt? The Vietnam vets. Korea, fine. World War II, fine. World War I, fine. Vietnam vets, now they have to plan for their stuff.
Because the older ones already were eligible for their
Well,
benefits.
because they would have got,
because
now
of
they're
their age.
100 years old.
Well,
So how do you
Also-
handle that planning? You
It
actually
also
have to-
hurt
have to-
everybody in the Gulf War forward too, because they also had a lot more planning to do.
Yeah.
So if someone has excess number of assets, you have to transfer them and wait before you apply?
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. So we'll talk about how to get the benefit, but
All right, we're coming up to break, so when we come back, let's kind of focus
Yeah,
on
yeah.
how to actually get that benefit.
Yeah.
Sounds good. We'll take a break.
Is the debt piling up? Struggling to get by?
It's all about preserving future income. Bankruptcy is one option. When it's right, it's the least costly, most effective way to save your home, eliminate a second mortgage, and wipe out credit card debt. But you need to address the problem now.
We help people with bankruptcy. Call the experts.
We're THAV GROSS. Our firm will solve your problem.
888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP. Carrying too much debt? Resolve your debt. Call THAV GROSS.
You don't need to be broke, and you don't need to hit rock bottom. If you have income and you're struggling with debt, dump it. Think about the next 10 or 20 years. If you do what the banks tell you, you'll have nothing to retire with. There is a solution.
Don't waste your future. Call THAV GROSS. We're experts at eliminating credit card debt. 888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP.
We were just spinning. We just didn't know what was going to happen next.
At Samasco Law, we deal with these issues every day, especially elder law. Pat went to work for Fran.
Patrick was there holding my hand, kept saying, "We'll get through this, we'll get through this."
He got her husband Medicaid and in a nursing home. Samasco Law got the success they deserved.
Samasco Law is definitely family to me. I really appreciate knowing all of you.
You can't work. You have to deal with pain and stress. Worse yet, our system for applying for disability benefits seeks to deny you the benefits you're entitled. Jeff Kirschner is an expert in obtaining disability and workers' compensation benefits for his clients. You need to call Jeff before you apply or after you're denied to get the benefits you deserve. 888-235-HELP. 888-235-HELP. If you're retired and in a financial crisis, there is a way out.
It pains me when I see a retired couple exhaust their savings by paying credit card bills and for a home hopelessly underwater.
THAV GROSS specializes in helping retired people in financial crisis.
You just can't keep paying until you're broke. You need to address the problem now.
888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP.
We're THAV Gross. Our firm will solve your problem.
Tax problems are major problems. Don't let the IRS levy your wages and seize your assets. There is a solution.
We're THAV Gross. Our firm will solve your problem.
If you're behind on your taxes and owe money to the IRS, call THAV GROSS.
We've been solving tax problems for 32 years. We stop wage levies, resolve unfiled returns, and obtain the best possible settlements.
Call THAV GROSS today, 888-235-HELP. Is the debt piling up? Struggling to get by?
It's all about preserving future income. Bankruptcy is one option. When it's right, it's the least costly, most effective way to save your home, eliminate a second mortgage, and wipe out credit card debt. But you need to address the problem now.
We help people with bankruptcy. Call the experts.
We're THAV Gross. Our firm will solve your problem.
888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP.
All right, we're back. So, what is the benefit if you qualify?
So first you got to be eligible for it, qualified. I forget the phrase.
We'll do that next. But
Okay.
How much do you get?
Well, it's awesome. It's if you're two married veterans, mom and dad were both in the military, you get $3,250 a month. Very few. The veteran and a spouse, so married vet,
Which is more common.
Yeah, well, yeah, $2,400 a month. Single vet, $2,000 a month. Surviving spouse, $1,300 a month.
Well, wait,
Yeah,
what does
great.
this
So,
money
Pat,
have to be used
I'm going to tell
for?
you. So,
Or wait, how do you get eligible
well,
to get the
that
money?
that's the
kind
thing.
of same thing.
Yeah, so when I first started giving my talks, I'd get calls, send me my check. Where do I pick up my check? Where do I get my check? You just don't get the check. You have to need it. So you need to be spending your income on your care. In home, you need 2 activities of daily living. So if
Kind of
mom,
like Medicaid benefits?
well, that's part of it. You're at home, and my dad had a stroke, so he needed help getting dressed and
Help
doing
showering.
pills and all that stuff. So we could hire a company to come in, or we hired my brother to come in and take care of him, and we paid him. My dad made $1,500 a month. We paid my brother $1,500 a month, and he got it. And the VA reimbursed Dad $1,800 a month for the benefit. So it's a way to keep Dad at home.
So I know a couple. They're elderly, and it's an elderly woman in her late 80s, and her paramour is 90 years old.
Well, wait.
What?
What
Wait.
the hell is a
Her
paramour?
paramour
What's
is
a
90 years
paramour?
old.
It's a hooker.
No, it's a romantic, colleague, like a boyfriend. But
So why
Why
you
did
calling
you
him
just use a
paramour?
boyfriend?
because he's 90
Boyfriend.
years old, it just doesn't fit. Boyfriend seems like some kid. I don't know. It's
You ever go
a
down to
term
the
of
villages
respect.
in Florida?
Wait, what I don't want to detract, but I just have to ask one question. At what age do you not become eligible to be a boyfriend and then become a paramour? Because I'm 67 and I'm happily married, but I just want to know in my future.
When your number's up?
I don't ever want to be a
68.
paramour. I'd rather be a boyfriend. What age?
Okay,
I
let's
feel
go
like
back
I'm at
to
a
where we're at.
crossroads.
So, here's,
think
okay,
maybe
let
you
me
should
give
just
you the
close your
answer.
mouth.
Stand up. Sorry about
Let's
that.
do this
So,
case.
all right. So he's 90 years old.
He's under assets. He doesn't have.
He says he served in Korea.
Yep.
And his entire income is $2,200 in
Yes.
Social Security. He has no assets, maybe
Right.
$1,000
How's
in the
his
bank.
health?
His
And-
health is he's losing his memory
Yeah.
and he's tottering around. But we're at the he's at
And
the
the
point.
girlfriend's taking care of him.
Well, they're living together.
Yeah,
and
man,
they've been
but
living
she-
together for 30 years.
But she's taking care of him. She's helping
not
him
a
get
spouse,
dressed.
but she's taking care
yeah.
of him. Yeah.
We pay. He makes $1,500 a month. We pay her $1,500 a month to take care of her boyfriend. The VA will send him
$2,000.
$1,800.
Or
what
2,000.
kind of, how do you prove that up?
What does he
2,000.
need to be to qualify?
You need
When
a
start-
doctor's note that says you need help with 2 activities of daily living.
And who at 90 doesn't need help with
Everybody
2
does.
activities?
67, you start needing it.
Thank you. Yeah, I spilled the coffee a few minutes ago, didn't I?
No, so let's just wrap it up. If he needs help taking care of, so whether you're 67 or 97, my dad needed it 61 because he had that horrible stroke. If you're paying to take care of someone, if you're paying someone to take care of you, whether it is a family member, a company, the lady down the street, you can apply for the VA benefit and get it. And for a vet, it's $2,000 a month. So we could be paying that lady who's 85. Now, guess what? Let's say she is a surviving spouse of a wartime veteran.
Then it pumps
We
up.
could hire the kid to take care of her, and we can hire the kid to take care of him, and now we got an extra $3,000
Can the
coming in.
spouse take care of
So that's the new program. Whenever we do these talks and we say, oh, we can hire the son as a caregiver, every mom says, I want to get paid to take care of my husband. We
Because
laugh.
she's the one who's taking care of him anyway.
Right, yeah. But so we laugh. Remember those wedding vows? You ain't getting paid. But there's a new program that you can actually get the spouse to get paid, and it's really an interesting thing.
So it's taxable income to the one you're
Tax-free.
paying?
Well, it's taxable to the caregiver, but it's tax-free to the veteran or the spouse.
So in the example I was using, the girlfriend,
Yep.
other paramour,
Yep.
would pay income tax at her rate
Yeah.
on the
On the
Yeah,
money
from
that
the
the
government.
So let's say she's at a 10% tax. So you pay her $1,500 a month, and she has to pay $150 in tax. But he's getting $2,000.
So how is it you only pay her
tax-free.
$1,500 and he gets
You
$2,000?
have to be spending your income. So if you're making $1,200, you have to be spending $1,200.
And then you get the full
$2,000
benefit.
back. If you're making $3,500, now to your point, if you're making $4,000 a month income and we pay the son $4,000 a month to get $1,300 back from his mom, that tax probably doesn't equal out, right? Because it's
Wait, so
taxable income to the son.
All of the money coming into the veteran that he's earning through pension or Social Security, whatever, has to go out for
Yes.
their care. It can't be used for paying the mortgage payment.
Correct.
It can't be used for paying the car
Yep.
payment.
Yep.
So his
So
other income, his Social Security can go
No,
for
no,
those
no.
expenses.
All. If you're making $1,800 a month, you have to be. I say, if you're making 18, you got to be spending 19 on your care expenses. You're absolutely right. It all has to go
Well, how
up.
does
Well,
that
but
work
like
on a
in my
pragmatic
example,
standpoint?
in my example, all of his income is going for car payment, insurance, and his daily living expenses. He doesn't have any money left to pay for care.
Well, there will be the extra money coming in. The bottom line is, you get it because you need it. You need this care. So it's not the
And the
girlfriend you're
cost of
hiring.
the-
The brother. He's going in the nursing home.
the
otherwise.
cost of the care, 900 times out of 1,000, is going to cost more than the income coming into the veteran in the first
Yeah,
place.
for sure.
Well, how do you determine how much they're charging for the care?
Well, if it's a family member, you back into it. If you're making 18, you're paying 19. If it's a regular,
Then it's
if
whatever
you
they
had a
charge.
stroke and you don't want to go to the nursing home,
Big expense.
you're hiring the company,
That's
and
going to be
that's
$5,000
Well,
a
that's
month.
5, 6, 7,000 a month. So
All right, let's take a break and then let's focus on the process of what do you do.
let's
in order to get
focus
these
on
benefits.
that new program.
Sounds
that new
good.
program.
We'll be back after the break.
If you're retired and in a financial crisis, there is a way out.
It pains me when I see a retired couple exhaust their savings by paying credit card bills and for a home hopelessly underwater.
THAV GROSS specializes in helping retired people in financial crisis.
You just can't keep paying until you're broke. You need to address the problem now.
888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP.
We're THAV Gross. Our firm will solve your problem.
Is the debt piling up? Struggling to get by?
It's all about preserving future income. Bankruptcy is one option. When it's right, it's the least costly, most effective way to save your home, eliminate a second mortgage, and wipe out credit card debt. But you need to address the problem now.
We help people with bankruptcy. Call the experts.
We're THAV Gross. Our firm will solve your problem.
888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP.
Time for announcements. I want to remind our viewers to listen to us for Law and Reality Live on the Praise Network, Tuesdays 10 a.m. and Saturdays 7 o'clock a.m. and on KISS 105.9 Sundays 7 o'clock a.m. Live seminars are back Wednesday, April 20th, 6 to 7:30 p.m. How to make debt a thing of the past. Come and join us and learn how to switch from trying to keep pace with debt to actually saving money for your future. This will put you in a position where you have something actually to retire with. Debt elimination is a key part of the process. special segment by Jeff Linden on how to resolve tax issues. Attendees get a free copy of my book, Dump Your Debt. Then on Wednesday, May 18th, 6 to 7:30 p.m., I have a seminar, Estate Planning 101, The Absolute Essentials. Basic elements of an estate plan, documents you need while living, making sure your assets go where you want them to go, how to avoid the costs of probate, and what you need to know about probate. Attendees get a $300 gold certificate off the cost of any estate plan. Sign up for both seminars at thavgross.com or lawandreality.com or call 888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP. You can also remember, you can always come in for a free consultation. We're still doing them via teleconference or live in the office, whatever your preference is. Just call 888-235-HELP or go online and sign up. Debt issues, tax issues, estate planning issues, business law issues, elder law issues with Pat, disability issues with Jeff Kirshner. Just sign up at lawandreality.com or call 888-235-HELP. Also, go online for free reports. Resolving Tax Problems, The Real Solutions by myself. Bankruptcy, Is It Right for Me by Brian. How to Save Your Home from Foreclosure. Business Formations, Loans and Grants for Small Businesses in Detroit and Michigan. And The Retiree's Guide for Social Security from Pat Simasco. I want to thank our sponsors, THAV Gross, Simasco Law, and Kirshner Law. Now back to the show.
I was married for 57 years before my husband died.
Simasco Law had established a trust for them before this happened.
There's so much to do in the beginning, but after about a month, you're kind of alone.
We deal with estate planning and trusts every day.
If you continue to have good support and know that your finances and your estate is in order, that's one thing that's so comforting. I would just highly recommend Simasco Law.
Tax problems are major problems. Don't let the IRS levy your wages and seize your assets. There is a solution.
We're THAV Gross. Our firm will solve your problem.
If you're behind on your taxes and owe money to the IRS, call THAV Gross.
We've been solving tax problems for 32 years. We stop wage levies, resolve unfiled returns, and obtain the best possible settlements.
Call THAV Gross today, 888-235-HELP. Carrying too much debt? Resolve your debt. Call THAV Gross.
You don't need to be broke, and you don't need to hit rock bottom. If you have income and you're struggling with debt, dump it. Think about the next 10 or 20 years. If you do what the banks tell you, you'll have nothing to retire with. There is a solution.
Don't waste your future. Call THAV Gross. We're experts at eliminating credit card debt. 888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP. If you're retired and in a financial crisis, there is a way out.
It pains me when I see a retired couple exhaust their savings by paying credit card bills and for a home hopelessly underwater.
THAV Gross specializes in helping retired people in financial crisis.
You just can't keep paying until you're broke. You need to address the problem now.
888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP.
We're THAV Gross. Our firm will solve your problem.
All right, we're back. All right, so how does this work in real life?
So let's talk about mom though, because mom wants to get paid. So I had a client come in and her husband's got horrible dementia. He's in paranoia. He's blaming his wife for stealing all the money. And she goes, yeah.
It's tough.
It's tough. And she goes, yeah, but at least I'm getting, $1,800 a month to take care of my husband. I go, where are you getting that from? Oh, the VA's paying me. I go, no, you can't get that. No, I am.
Because only the son can get it.
She came in and she showed me the program. And so this is where it started. 9/11 happened, and then we're in the new wartime period. We're in this big war, and people were coming back with their legs blown off. The VA's paying to take care of them, but now the wife has to quit her job, or another family member has to quit their job to come in and take care of that person. They created a program where you can pay a family caregiver, and they don't look at assets, and they don't look at the income.
Oh, so those caps aren't even there?
Not even there. So let's pretend, Brian asked me about one of his family members. They got $3 million in the bank, but he needs to be 70% service-connected disability. You have to be hurt in the war.
Oh, it has to be related to the war.
The 70%. Well, this person with dementia, I don't know where the hell he got his connection, but hearing loss, bad back, a lot of people come out service. So at 9/11 forward, And if you meet the qualifications, you can get this caregiver or a certain level of it. Well, then all of a sudden, a couple of years go by and say, well, that's not fair to all the other people.
Yeah, 'cause that's kind of a limited group.
Yeah, so
there.
now 1970, remember Vietnam War, it's 64 to 75. 75 backwards, if you are a veteran with a service-connected disability, 70%
still.
you can get. Agent Orange.
Oh, there's a lot of them,
cancer. Diabetes that came in from that. All
So
that's,
basically, if you can medically establish, with a reasonable opinion by a physician, that their mental infirmity is an Agent
or
Orange
physical,
related.
yeah, physical or mental.
Yeah.
And now it doesn't matter if the guy has $3 million.
So then you don't have the asset limit, you don't have
or
the
income. They just give you the family.
If you have asset and income, what do you do?
Now
then?
you have to do it. So let's pretend that you don't have a service connected, or you need to get the assets out of your name 3 years before you're in the nursing home, or excuse me, 3 years before you get the VA benefit, and how many years for Medicaid? 5.
So what that says to me, if you're a vet and you're up in your years, you need to come see you now.
Absolutely. And while you're
even
doing
if you're,
that,
you're fine now, but you're not going to be fine necessarily in 3 years.
right, and there's a lot of people out there is that they have a 30% disability, 40%. Start working on getting that disability rating bumped up a little bit. Maybe you can get to that 70% limit. If you get 100%, you don't have to pay property taxes and all this other stuff. So there's a lot of reasons to plan for the VA benefit. And it's going to be huge. Vietnam people are coming in.
So people can come into you early on for planning for that?
Yeah, absolutely. We
Okay.
do a lot. We're VA consultants.
But you have to be over the age of 65.
Well, you're presumed disabled if you're over 65.
What if it's a vet that just came back from Afghanistan?
You can get it.
And his arm is blown off and his leg was blown off.
First, service connected, so you can get it regardless of the fact. That aid and attendant care is over 65
It's a
because
supplemental
it's not
pension.
a service-connected disability. But if you come back and you're 60 and you got post-traumatic stress disorder or anything, you can just have to prove it. So you're presumed disabled over 65. You don't have to prove
Is
it.
the process of proving it easier or similar to what Jeff Kirshner goes through on Social Security disability? I mean, is there a hearing and a whole process?
We never had any case. We've had, I think, one out of the thousands that we did that we had under 65 person that we had to prove it, but it didn't seem to be that big of a challenge.
Just provide documentation,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah,
So it sounds easier than in the Social Security disability where you actually have to go through a formal hearing process.
Yeah, and it's funny because with the military, it's a family. It's our military family. They want to take care of the family. So the idea is that they want to help you. They want you to get this benefit.
All right, key takeaway here. If in your family you have a senior vet, or you have the spouse of a vet who's widowed, you need to get in, talk to Pat, and do planning so that you know how you can find yourself to be eligible for this benefit. It's money there that you need to help yourself.
Awesome.
Pat, thanks much. Have a great week.
Appreciate
We'll
it.
be back next week with Law and Reality.